Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and in today's video we're going to have the latest from the live radar, run through the weather warnings as we still have rain warnings issued in place and wind warnings over the next 24 hours. We are still seeing pretty unsettled conditions, but fortunately, as we see on the latest UKV, things are going to improve temporarily for the Easter bank holiday weekend. Now, it isn't going to be bone dry and with sparkling sunshine, but things are going to be generally drier with some showers around, and temperatures will be on the up back towards the mid-teens. However, as we head into next working week, through Tuesday and Wednesday, things are going to be going downhill once again, as we do see unsettled conditions pushing back in off the Atlantic. The only thing we are seeing that is perhaps a positive is that as we head into early April, warmer than average upper air temperatures are now being favoured, but still it will be very unsettled, meaning this relentless precipitation we've seen over the past few weeks and months isn't looking likely to end. So do remember, if you enjoy my videos, to like and subscribe, and remember to follow me on Twitter as well, the link's in the description. Now, if you start on the live radar, you can see this low pressure system has pushed in today. Initially, its leading weather front did give some heavy snow last night, as we saw, but throughout today, it's just given some more very heavy rain quite widely. It's now breaking apart, leaving behind some very strong, squally showers pushing up from the southwest. Also, we are seeing some very gusty winds, and you can see these showers are lining with those winds. That's why we're seeing these streaks of showers spiraling around this centre of the low. Most of these showers, though, will clear overnight. So tomorrow, there will be showers around, but they won't be as heavy or as widespread as they are at the moment. Now, do put on the temperatures as of around 8 p.m. You can see it is still cooler in the north, but with this low approaching from the south, it has of course introduced slightly milder air. And then across much of England and Wales, it still is relatively mild, but at the surface, it doesn't feel all too mild because of that cloud and rain. Now, if you look at the weather warnings, you can see we've got this rain warning issued across Northern Ireland here, and that goes into force. It was in force at 4 a.m. today, and it goes till 3 a.m. tomorrow. Again, bringing heavy rain, bringing impacts to travel and infrastructure. Again, we're not looking at ridiculous totals. It is mainly because this area has seen a lot of rain over the past few days. And then we've got this wind warning that is issued until midnight tonight. Very strong gusty winds will continue. Of course, we looked at this warning yesterday, and you can see it has been extended northwards and eastwards through an update this morning. But of course, it does expire in a couple of hours, so hopefully the winds are now starting to die down by the time you're watching this. If you do look at the latest UKV now, you can see through the rest of this evening the showers continue to spiral northwards but slowly peter away through the evening. Into tomorrow, as we head towards around 3 p.m, the peak of the afternoon, you can see it is generally drier in terms of no organised areas of precipitation, but still some quite hefty showers across parts of the north and the west. But if you do avoid those, it won't be too bad for Bank Holiday Friday. As we head into Saturday, it's a similar story. Showers around, again, heaviest further westwards. But further eastwards, it's actually pretty dry. Maybe some thick cloud building in, but it's not too bad of a day, if I'm being completely honest, compared to what we've had recently. And the same could be said for Sunday. Very similar conditions. Again, showers, plentiful in the west, or out in the far west, maybe even some of these quite heavy and thundery. You can see some darker reds appearing in them. Further eastwards and northwards, quite a bit drier, maybe some thicker cloud, but another relatively pleasant day. The upper air temperatures aren't exceptional, and that's why temperatures won't be getting much above the mid-teens. Looking at this, if we had upper air temperatures around 5 degrees at 8:50 HPN, instead we have them around 0, we could see maybe even 20 degrees, but that does not look likely at this stage. As we head into Monday, the first day of April, you can see it's still dry, but quite a bit more cloud appearing. And then as we head into Tuesday, look at that rain starting to push up from the southwest as things start to turn very unsettled once again. Now, do put on those 2 metre temperatures. You can see this afternoon temperatures struggling around the high single digits, maybe just about 10 or 11 degrees. But into tomorrow, temperatures will be higher, around 12 or 13, as we do see generally dry conditions allowing those temperatures to rise a little bit more. Into Saturday, cold overnight, low single digits. And then as we head into the afternoon, 13, 14, maybe a 15 degree in a few spots. And then finally, as we head into Sunday and Monday, look at that, 14, 15 degrees through Sunday. Monday is looking decent in places, but temperatures still falling away as we start to see the cloud build in, and you can see into Tuesday, maybe 13, 14 degrees, but where we have cloud and rain, mid to high single digits. So Tuesday, really going downhill as we head into April. Now, if you go over and have a look at the latest GFS, you can see why it is so unsettled at the moment with this deep low sat over the top of us. It will slowly fill in over the next day or so, and that's why we are going to be seeing drier and slightly sunnier conditions into the weekend. But into the start of next week, we see this Greenland block developing. Now, originally, we'd thought potentially this could turn us very cold, but that cold air just stays to our north. Very cold block does maybe just about get in for Scotland, but further south with the jet stream, it's southerly tracking, but not far enough southerly tracking to bring in properly cold air. And instead, for the majority, we stay in milder conditions. But what it does do is stall the lows, power them up as well, meaning it will be very unsettled as we head into early April. And this pattern continues. We could see outbreaks of cold air on the back edge of lows. That looks pretty likely, but no sustained cold weather, which we thought a few days ago. But the Greenland block isn't as in that sort of orientation to see that very cold air flood in. And of course, it is heading into early April, so that cold air to our north is running out. So it does mean it's sort of a more difficult synoptic to get that cold air in. But the big thing is it is exceptionally unsettled. Look at all the pinks and purples over the top of us over the next couple of weeks. Really quite horrible. We can see exactly where the jet stream is tracking. And it means, yeah, we're just going to stay in this very rainy pattern all the way into the middle of April. And of course, it's going to hold the temperatures down as well. It's not impacting us too much at the moment because we don't expect anything too spectacular in March. But by the time we get into April, we're starting to think about seeing our first 20 degrees or more widespread 20 degrees and potentially even getting up towards the mid-20s. But with this sort of scenario, don't think that's got a hope at this stage. If you look at the latest GM, very similar picture. Low pressure's trapped over the top of us. It does fill in by the weekend, and then high pressure builds up towards Greenland. And again, we tried to see northerly winds pushing in, but instead lows just sit over the top of us with milder air to our south pushing in, colder air to our north, really spinning up these lows, meaning it goes very unsettled for the UK. And again, if we zoom in and have a look at the cumulative precipitation, many areas seeing 50 to 100 millimetres over the next 10 days, which is an awful amount of rainfall in isolation. But of course, on top of what we've seen over the past few weeks, we could see further flooding issues in the coming days and coming weeks. Bit of a respite this weekend, but you can see the long-term outlook is not looking particularly good. If we do compare finally to the ECMWF, again, low pressure sat over the top of us, Greenland high developing, trying to push in northerly winds, but the southwesties win out, and into towards day 10, we've got cold air to our north, mild air to our south, and you can see the jet stream powering straight in off the Atlantic, keeping it exceptionally unsettled and rainy into April. Now, after you finish by looking at the latest ensembles, you can see over the next week or so, we're generally around average, but then more above average as we head into early April. But look at that, rainfall looks really poor indeed. Lots of rain, even some very large spikes appearing, indicating that it is going to remain very unsettled into early April. Humidity temperatures are on the up in the longer term, maybe mid-teens, but no runs getting above 20 degrees here. And that is because the rain and cloud is going to hold those temperatures down regardless of what the upper air temperatures will be. Dew points all look quite firmly above freezing. The ones that go below freezing, the ones still bringing in those Arctic air masses. But I must say the majority now are for a more Atlantic-driven pattern. And if we finish by looking at the latest ECMWF, the midnight run, very similar picture. Next week, generally around average, then going above average into early April, but keeping the very unsettled conditions quite widely. So yeah, not looking great if you want something a bit drier. Yes, potentially turning a little bit milder or warmer into early April. I don't think we're really going to see much fruition from that because of the exceptional amount of rainfall we are going to continue to see in the coming weeks. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. Make sure you enjoy this weekend. We are fortunately seeing a brief respite in the weather coinciding with this long weekend, so do go out and enjoy it. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again for another video soon.